Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. Today, I want to get into a pair of kicks that I ended up seeing on the Finish Line app. I was actually looking for a different pair of shoes, but stumbled upon these, and I thought they looked really good. They reminded me of a couple of pairs that I've kind of had my eye on, but I struck out on. But anyhow, we'll get into all that. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Craft Jordan 1 lows in the Taupe Haze colorway. I've seen these referred to as the Craft Jordan 1s. I've seen them called the Inside Out Jordan 1s. They've been doing a whole series like this. I think I've looked at 3 or 4 different colorways of this kind of series the Jordan brand is doing. The first one really reminded me of like off-white kind of style, just because it kind of looked deconstructed, and you'll see why it's referred to as the Inside Out. I thought this colorway looked really good. It kind of reminded me of the Voodoo Jordan 1 lows, that Zion pair, and kind of the same colors as the Year of the Rabbit Jordan 1 lows. And those are both way more expensive on the secondary market, so this is a nice consolation. It's got the same box that the other Craft Jordan 1 lows and Jordan 1 mids come in. It's all black, and it's got this Wings logo, kind of glossy on the corner of the box. My box did get banged up pretty good, but that don't really bother me any. The tag reads Air Jordan 1 Low SE Craft, and the colors are Taupe Haze and Mint Foam. On Jordan 1 lows, I go with the size 10. The retail price on these was $120, but I used status reward coupons for $20 off. All in with taxes and everything, I think I have 106 into them. And I have probably said it a couple of times, but there's been multiple pairs that I've gotten, and every time I think like, okay, this is my favorite colorway of these Jordan 1 Crafts. But this time, I really think I am loving the mix-up of materials. I'm loving the colors on these. There's just little subtle hits of that mint foam, including the 2-3 stitching that we have there on the swoosh. Then on the tongues, the Jumpman embroidered on, that's in that mint foam color. And then it might be harder to see, but on these eye stays, where we have this nice fuzzy hairy suede, the stitching there is also in that mint foam color. And I think that is just a really, really nice little pop of color. It's unexpected, but at the same time, it's not too much. Like, it works pretty well. Overall, it's got a really earthy kind of color scheme. And these colors and the mix of suede and canvas and everything, it really does just remind me of those Voodoo Jordan 1 lows. And I actually passed on those whenever they dropped. They just didn't really appeal to me too much. But then the more that I see of them, I kind of wish that I would have at least tried to get them. But I'm not going to pay resale prices for those. I think these look great. And for a $106 pair of kicks, I'm very, very pleased. I think this is really wearable. And I think the quality seems really, really good for that price point. Like we've been seeing on all of these Craft or Inside Out shoes, the material here on the toe box, which in this case is a canvas, this is over top of the mudguard material. So that kind of helps with that Inside Out theme. But I think that's a really interesting look. And then we also get that exposed foam like we've been seeing here around the collar. But getting into the review, we have this real nice shade of brown. I don't know if this is the Taupe Haze. I think Taupe Haze is kind of a little bit lighter. Like, I think Taupe Haze is almost like the color on the mudguard of that suede. But either way, we just have a nice light grayish brown color for the outsole. It's your standard Jordan 1 tread pattern. Pivot point in the front, Nike branding there at the midfoot. And I really like this color. It kind of matches what we have here on the side panels in that suede. But then as you come up from that outsole, this midsole is a sail color, and it's got sail stitching, and I really like that color combination. I think the sail is a nice choice to go with all these tans, browns, grays, and even like this mustard yellow. But then coming up from this sail midsole, we got our first look at some of the suede. This is a pretty short-haired suede here on the mudguard portion, and that is like that tan kind of taupe haze color, but it feels like a nice material. It's got a pretty natural finish on it, and I just love the shade that it is, and I love all these different textures. One thing that I didn't realize by the pictures, and I don't know if it'll come through on camera or not, but like down here on this panel, this kind of has a little bit of that coating like we had on the Taupe Haze or the Allemand Manière Jordan 1s. So it's kind of hard to see that unless the light hits it just right, but it's almost got a little bit of that crackle effect, only not quite as much. But I really like how it looks, and we actually have that effect on this panel down here, and then on the swoosh it also has that. But again, it might be kind of hard to see, but it kind of has that little bit of a crackle effect, or that clear coating that they put on the Taupe Haze 4s and also on those Allemand Manière Jordan 1s. I really like all these different shades of suede that we have going back here, and it's just a lot of tan, a lot of brown, and it seems like the length of the suede is different. Like on the eye stays, it's pretty hairy, but then in the front of the shoe, it's nice and short, and then like it's kind of like a medium length for the brown and then the mustard yellow swooshes. But I think that is just a really neat touch. I think it kind of makes the shoes a little bit more interesting, and I just love how they come together with all these different lengths of suede on the panels. Along with all the suede that we have here on this upper, we do get hits of kind of like a canvas material. On the toe box, it's like a sail color, and you can see those perforations. And then along the collar, you can see that it's like a nice brown, kind of clay brownish gray type color, and that's another canvas material. Then on the heel, this is like a tan that kind of matches some of the suede on the front of the shoe, but it's got that smooth feel, kind of like the Travis Scott Air Trainer 1s. If you've felt them, this kind of feels like that same material. It's really, really smooth. It's not the same canvas that we have here on the collar and then on the toe box, but I like the way this Wings logo looks in that yellow color, and I just think all these colors really come together well. It gives the shoe a really cozy, kind of like natural look. But then for our tongue, we have this yellow color, and that kind of feels like this material that we have on the heel. It's more of like a shiny, kind of smooth feeling canvas. And then on the top of that, we have that mint green Jumpman embroidered on, and the edges of that are left kind of unfinished. It's got some exposed foam there. It came with sail laces in the shoe, and they didn't give us any spares. I think that mint green would look good. I think brown laces would look good. I think you could really mess with what color laces you put in these, and it might give the shoe a whole different feel. But then for our sock liner, it looks like on the inside of the shoe, it feels like we've got some extra padding here along the collar on the inside, and we've got what looks like a brownish gray sock liner. Our insole is yellow in color, and it's got a brown Jumpman down on there. But that was a pretty quick look at these. You'll have to let me know what you think of them. I think they look great, and like I said, they remind me of the Voodoo Jordan 1 lows, which are selling for a decent amount now. Too much for me to grab them for resale. And they also kind of remind me of the Year of the Rabbit Jordan 1 lows, and I don't even think those dropped in the US. But let me know what you think about these, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.